How does cultural participation lead to more open and accepting attitudes towards others? This is a common question asked by scholars who wish to understand the relationship between how people participate in culture and their values of openness and tolerance. At Invent, we also concern ourselves with the topic. Now, openness is about appreciating other people's cultures and cultural practices and participation in them in the spirit of diversity and variety. Tolerance is a slightly more narrow mindset when people only accept other people's cultural practices, but they don't show any strong interest to embrace them. That's when we call it tolerance. At Invent, we explored people's attitudes towards cultures in relation to their own cultural participation patterns. And we did this by interviewing people from various European countries and identified 3 attitudes towards other cultures among our interview participants. The first attitude we found was culturally open-mindedness. People with this attitude, they tend to have a broad range of cultural interests, from highbrow forms of culture to more popular and everyday culture. People in this category are typically highly educated women. They often see culture as a means for understanding others. For example, one woman from Spain told us,
"The more cultural knowledge and respect you have, the better you can communicate with other people from different cultures, the better you can understand and respect them, and the more comfortable they can be with you."
The second attitude identified is liberal open-mindedness. People with this mindset feel a need to be appreciative of different cultural activities and experiences, not just for the cultural sake alone, but also from a moral or political standpoint. People with this attitude are typically young adults who enjoy popular forms of culture and place value on welcoming minorities, social solidarity, and being anti-racist. For instance, a young Finnish man in his 30s told us the following.
"I think that in Finland, all kinds of cultures are inside and are taken into consideration pretty well. And I think that they are trying to improve it all the time. When you go outside of Helsinki, it's a different situation. It's like day and night. There, they might wonder at foreign people's lives and manners in even a bit of a racist way and wonder why these kinds of lifestyles even materialize here. But I guess it's because people don't live in the situation themselves. They look at it from afar. They are suspicious and too scared to find out more."
The third attitude among our interviewees was a culturally critical one. Now, people with this attitude often have a lower socioeconomic situation, they're less optimistic and less open, and they have a tolerant view on other cultures. Their cultural activities are less varied, and they often take place at home instead of outside the home. And these people are often really critical of immigrants and the cultural changes they bring. And at times, these people are critical of cultural industries for imposing certain progressive political views, for instance, on LGBT communities. Now, for instance, the Finnish woman summarized the core of this critical but at the same time tolerant attitude by saying,
"While we're here kind of surrounded by the sea and a bit in the periphery, we still get influences from elsewhere. Well, I think it's okay, or I have a neutral stand towards it. I don't have an opinion. I just wish that we won't maybe forget our own roots and, for instance, our own language. Kind of that we would not forget our own core, our own Finnish gist, our own nuclear self, kind of."
Finally, we find that broader cultural participation is associated with more openness. Now, if we wish to create more inclusive cultural policies that render culture accessible and worthwhile for all people, then these multiple attitudes of openness and tolerance need to be taken into account. Do you want to learn more about this topic or about other themes researched by Invent? Then visit our website and follow our socials. Looking forward to see you there. Bye!